First, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you pictures of a burning fire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no student protest. This is no Gen Z protest. This is an Islamist mob that has first lynched a helpless and unarmed Hindu man on a suspicious and unsubstantiated claim of blasphemy. And after having lynched him, has burnt him alive. Ladies and gentlemen, this is beyond inhumane. The problem is that all the Muslim leaders in India are quiet. The Islamist mob lynched Deepu Chandra, a worker from Maimansingh's Bhaluka Upzila, to death. Then they dragged him to the streets. They bludgeoned him, lynched him. Then they tied his lifeless body to a tree and beat his lifeless body to their heart's sadistic content. This Islamist mob, and still not satisfied with that, they set Deepu Chandra Das's lifeless body that was battered till every bone, and they burnt it after hanging it from a tree, Taliban style. The flames erupted as the Islamist mob chanted slogans. This deranged and mad crowd then stood capturing that camera to send the terror into the heart of every Bengali Hindu in Bangladesh, that this is what will happen to Bengali Hindus in Bangladesh. Then they stood there until the rope that was tied to the lifeless body of Deepu Chandra Das, a Hindu, gave up to the erupting flames that engulfed his body, throwing his burning body down to the ground. Deepu died because he was a Hindu. And this is what is happening to Hindus in Bangladesh. Yes, Hindus are in danger. And I call upon the pro-Muslim Congress party to end its silence. For Priyanka Vadra, who fashionably carries Palestine bags to Parliament, to learn to speak. To learn to speak. For Owaisi, who says Jai Philistine, to open his mouth on what is happening to Hindus in Bangladesh.
Jai Bhim, Jai Meem, Jai Telangana, Jai Palestine, Takbir, Allahu Akbar.
To Madni, who says there must be jihad in India.
इसलिए जब जब जुल्म होगा तब तब जिहाद होगा. मैं इसको दोबारा कहता हूं, जब जब जुल्म होगा तब तब जिहाद होगा.
To Amir Khan, who said, I sometimes don't feel when I see Lynchistan happening, lynching happening, and other such things, he claims. Sometimes I don't feel like living in India. He says, this was a private domestic conversation according to him. This Lynchistan Brigade does not care at all when Hindus are lynched. Did they speak when Kanhaiya Lal was killed in Rajasthan? When these two terrorists, because there's no other word for them, Muslim terrorists, after killing Kanhaiya Lal, recorded the killing and then went on to admit that they had killed him. Did they say at that point of time one single word? Did any of these people, Amir Khan, did any of these people, the politically correct Khan Market Brigade, speak one word against the Sartan Se Juda Brigade? Did they, ladies and gentlemen, or were they politically correct then? Did 70-year-old Shashi Tharoor, who once grieved for the hanging of Afzal Guru and now sends an application every day to the BJP, do they speak about these issues? No, ladies and gentlemen. We knew that there was anti-Hindu sentiment in Bangladesh when they arrested Chinmoy Krishna Prabhu, when they assaulted a Hindu teacher, when they charged 18 Hindus for sedition for hoisting a saffron flag. 70 Hindu teachers had to leave their jobs. We knew. But we want to know why are some people quiet? Why is Mamata Banerjee quiet? This is happening a few kilometers from Kolkata. Why is Mamata Banerjee quiet? Why won't Mamata Banerjee speak for the Hindus of Bangladesh? What should the Hindus in Bengal, in West Bengal, learn from Mamata Banerjee's silence? The only thing they can understand from Mamata Banerjee's silence is that Mamata Banerjee doesn't care about Hindus. Doesn't care. She says, I want to stand for Bengali-speaking people. Well, Dipu Chandra is also a Bengali-speaking Hindu in Bangladesh. Why are you not talking for him? The fact is Mamata Banerjee is in the clutch of the hardline Islamist Brigade. Rahul Gandhi, who is anti-CA, anti-NRC, quiet. The Lynchistan Brigade, Brinda Karat, Mallikarjun Kharge, who said don't make Lynchistan out of Hindustan, quiet. And what was the name of that actor? Swara Bhaskar. She spoke about Lynchistan. Why is she quiet? There are some print journalists who said, "Ye Lynchistan hai meri jaan." Now they're trying to change their ideological tilt because it's convenient to them. Nobody's reading what is in the print, and I'm using the print as a word. Ladies and gentlemen, where is the editor's guilt of India? I don't even call it the guild of India, I call it the guilt of India, because they carry editorial guilt upon them for their silence tonight when Bangladesh's leading newspapers, Pratham Alo and Daily Star, vandalized. Where is the editor's guilt of India? Were they speaking when Palghar sadhus were killed? As president of the News Broadcasters Federation, on behalf of the News Broadcasters Federation, ladies and gentlemen, which is the largest independent group of broadcasters, news broadcasters and digital federation, I condemn the attack on the leading newspapers of Bangladesh by the Islamist mob, but the editor's guilt of India is not saying anything. And the question is, why did they start this violence on Hindus? They apparently killed a Hindu in retaliation after chaos when an anti-India radical called Sharif Osman Hadi was killed. What did Hadi do? Hadi said, I want to have greater Bangladesh, put India, Bengal, Bihar, northeastern states in Bangladeshi territory and Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab in Pakistani territory. He's a crazy man. I'm sorry that he was killed, but he's a crazy man giving the Sarji Nizam kind of logic. I mean, is he crazy? We gave Bangladesh independence. They'll take over India. Is he out of his mind? Anyway, I personally believe it's the ISI which killed him, because the ISI has been wanting to polarize the situation in Bangladesh. And Hadi, by killing Hadi, the ISI has got an opportunity to polarize the situation in Bangladesh. And Sharif Osman Hadi, by the way, is similar to Sarji Imam. These are people with terrorist tendencies. Sarji Imam has said that I can cut off India if I take over the northeast.
5 लाख लोग हमारे पास हैं ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, तो हम हिंदुस्तान और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को परमानेंटली कट कर सकते हैं.
This is a dangerous thought. But the very fact that people are talking about the Northeast and the changing demography in Northeast and parts of South Bengal, I call upon the government of India to immediately fortify the border with Bangladesh. I call upon the Modi government to fortify the chicken's neck, because I don't trust Pakistan. They're probably creating this situation. I believe that Pakistan is provoking things to hurt our internal security. We must be careful. Madani says there must be jihad taught in schools. Owaisi says Jai Palestine. All of these thoughts, internal and external, have an impact on our geopolitics. I call upon the Modi government to realize that strong foreign policy without strong national security apparatus linking foreign policy and internal security and deep intelligence, unless you put these things together, our internal and external security are all linked. We know the impact of after Operation Sindoor. There is an inalienable link between internal and external security, and therefore we must not look at what is happening in Bangladesh in isolation. We must also look at the changing demography of India, Northeast, and states like Jharkhand and Bengal. We must increase the anti-Bangladeshi infiltration campaign. We must identify the infiltrators and throw them out. This must become part of our national ethos. We must call upon the people of India not to at all employ Bangladeshis and have punitive action taken against any Indian who directly or indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously is providing employment to a Bangladeshi. We are in the middle and grip of a severe internal security situation, ladies and gentlemen. We can look away no longer. No longer.